Well, good morning. I've been fighting my camera mount. It's not wanting to cooperate. So anyways, it is Sunday morning. Early, it is 8:20 a.m. And I am heading west. I always said go west, young man, but I'm not young. So anyways, we were going to go look at, and I'm going to buy, I'm sure, but a large amount of parts. I don't know what all he has. I've been here before. Briefly, he just, a long time ago, we needed a clutch assembly, and he had one, and we drove over. That was really before the business even started, and so we kind of briefly went through his stuff. He just showed me what all he had. But anyways, nice guy. We're gonna go over. I'm gonna meet up with my dad on the way, and he's gonna ride with me today. See what he's got. See if we can make a deal and bring you guys more parts in. So the drive is kind of boring, and I'm not going to bore you to death, so we'll see you when we see you. Alright, zoom in and check this out. I always had a thing for the little sand rail dune buggies like that. I always thought one would be really cool to have. But anyways, it just happened to be driving by as I started this video. So we're back from our trip this morning. Didn't get as much as was hoping. It's not nobody's fault. So he's got a lot more stuff that we got to go back and get. Unfortunately, everything is just kind of buried. So we're gonna go back over once he gets it organized a little better and more stuff dug out, and we're going to get more. So what did we get today? Got a set of T3 rods, and then there's some miscellaneous 555 pieces and parts in here. Two, and then there's a third cylinder head. There's a water pump housing, and the pulley. Some miscellaneous mounts, some intermediate shafts. There's the 555 internals. The case is way up front. A nice black steering wheel. I believe that's L body, but it might not be. And then we got a Caravan 5-speed steering column. That tote's got miscellaneous parts. I'll show you more here in a little bit. A couple of bearings and seals boxes. I'm going to keep the one. And then a Peabody radiator. Let me get these bigger stuff out of the way, and then I'll show you what's in the tote. So it's actually Monday. By the time I finished unloading the truck, getting things put away, I was wore out. So I'm going to show you everything that we got yesterday, except for what's in this tote. We're going to do that right now. Like I said earlier, it's nothing super like exciting, but you know, every piece counts. So there's some interior trim pieces for a Spirit. We believe speaker grill for Spirit, and then we got an intercooler hose. I don't know if it's been cut. I got to try to find a part number and try to reference it. A non-AC bracket, we've already got a couple of those, but it's always good to have. A Peabody battery tray, we actually sell those. A non-AC, I believe it's common block crankshaft pulley. That's a good piece. That's probably one of the better pieces in here. Just a random throttle body. There's a pedal assembly. We believe it's for Peabody or van. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Just another, actually this is window switches and stuff for Spirit. There's some Sundance. They're used, but they still say Sundance mud flaps. Somebody might want those. You might know a guy. I believe it's a neon shifter knob. Looks to be in nice shape. This is an aluminum TBI valve cover. And then shifter boot for what we presume to be Daytona, since it's got the CS badge. Of course, then we can most likely, no, that's a Spirit. This is Spirit is what it is. We can pop the CS badge and sell that as well. A couple of intercooler hoses, a computer, and then another piece of Spirit trim. The gentleman had a Spirit RT at one time, and that's where a lot of this stuff, the Spirit stuff, came from. So with that said, I have somebody on their way tonight to get parts. I think they're going to be taking the Omni floor pan that we drug out. It was for the blue GLH. The gentleman just didn't have enough room to take it to New Mexico. So, believe it, he's on his way right now. He should be here in a little while, about an hour and a half or so. He's about 3 hours away. To get that, I think he's going to take a set of these 4-leg pizzas. And then he wants to look at the radios we have. I got to find them. And then some rear bumper caps for an L body for an Omni. I've already got those pulled. These are actually coming from the Detroit lot, because I don't have any rears, I don't believe, except for those. I don't know what else. Oh, maybe some center caps for 13-inch wheel. I want to see which ones he needs. So anyway, the goal tonight, this garage is a disaster. I can't even get my charger out now because all this is in the way. Obviously, this is a disaster. Canopies need put back in the bags and then put back above. Chairs need to go back in the back of the charger. Tables put away. All of that needs to go downstairs. I'm not going to accomplish all of this tonight, but I'm going to get done what I can get done. So, yeah, it's going to be a long night. A lot of up and down stairs. So, yeah, here we go. So today is actually Saturday. I'm at my parents' house. I'm going to be working on this little car, putting brakes on it. We built it 40 years ago and has never put brakes on it. Well, good morning. It's Saturday. I need to shave again. Whatever. Anyways, haven't really done much this whole week, but I have plans today. It's not super hot out. It's warm, but it's not super hot. And this place is a disaster. As you can see, this entire bay is unusable because this table is still full of parts. And then I got these totes. That stuff's my buddies, the 2 totes. But the Coney box, the struts, those radios, that box with the manifolds is my buddies. I've got the Omni exhaust, just stuff. Stuff laying everywhere. My tables are still down from Carlisle. And then the canopies are still down from Carlisle. Those are all going to go up here today. Get those out of the way. So right now, I got to get the charger out, which it's kind of half buried. But I got to get it out of the way. I got to move my wife's car. But then first I got to clear all this stuff out of the way. So I did get a little bit done. I got that cabinet I picked up the other day. My last parts haul. It's nothing special, but it's all full of NOS tune-up parts and there's wheel cylinders, stuff like that. That made a nice cabinet for that. It cleared this shelf up, but it quickly got filled up by a couple of turbos. And I think there's another one laying around here somewhere that's going to sit there. So I have a lot to get done. We're not going anywhere today, as of right now anyways. That could all change in minutes. But first I got to get the back of the charger cleared out so I can get the charger out. And then my plan is, I've got this pile of junk from the door panel over to the refrigerator. I've moved this stuff like 5 times. There's a bunch of old magazines, not like old, like probably from the 80s and 90s. I've been holding on to them with plans on trying to sell them. If that hasn't happened, they're probably going to leave. There's a couple of old radios here and here. I need to get those plugged in and see if they work. Get them out of here. And then this hot mess on the top, there's a bunch of racing banners under those trim panels. The trim panels I should have left in the car. I need to learn and stop doing this. Those I could probably put up there, but even up there is getting full. But anyways, my plan today is to get as much of this cleared off because I've got 1, 2, 3 cylinder heads here. There is another turbo over there. And then go back around here. So there's 3 heads over there. And then there's another one there, another one there. And I think there's another one buried in there somewhere. So I've got like 6 cylinder heads. 8 cylinder heads, 20 cylinder heads. I don't know. I'd like to put those on that shelf. That would get them out of my way, and up on a shelf. I can stand them upright, put a tag on them so I know what they are, and make some room that way. So that's my goal today. Whether or not that actually happens, who knows? I just got to stop talking and get busy. I've got this 2.5 turbo engine laying here. I need to get it put either on an engine stand or straightened up because it's just laying on its side. It's taking up space. It needs to go over here somewhere. We got the snowblower. I can't really use it anymore with our driveway. I'm probably going to try to sell it. But anyways, just stuff. This garage is just full of stuff. So it's time to clear it out. So we did get the 16-inch pumper wheels. They're in the basement. That deal's been, I don't want to say a nightmare, but it's been a challenge. The gentleman paid for the rims, but didn't pay for shipping. So I said, well, you need to pay X amount for shipping for the third time I've said this to him. And then they paid under, like less than. They paid that. And I'm like, well, it's just been a headache. Hopefully we can get that straightened out today so I can get those boxed up and they can leave Monday as well. And then I have a gentleman that's wanting the 4-lug pizzas. I've been, working with him. He's bought parts before. Communication between us both, more on my end than his, is kind of slow because, I'm just busy. And eBay sales, stuff that has sold on eBay, comes first. Those sales are priority because that's stuff that's already been sold and done. The extra stuff, when people ask for parts, I have a tendency to forget. Not that I do it on purpose, but you have to keep in mind eBay is our main selling platform, so everything that happens there has to be done in an extremely quick, timely manner. So the rest of the stuff, I do work on it, and I tell people, don't be afraid to message me, multiple times to remind me because I get busy and I have a lot on my plate, and it's hard for me to keep track of everybody. So, but anyways, with that said, we're going to get that deal settled up. He's a cool dude. He's been very patient. So we're not in any hurry and he's not in any major hurry. So we'll get that squared away. And yeah, truck needs a little change. I need to put front brakes on it. I should have done that 3 weeks ago when I had it in here in part. I didn't, like a dummy, because they weren't really bad, but they're just making noise and the pedal just doesn't feel right. So I got to get that done. My wife's car needs oil changed. The Horizon left and came back. Something about the brakes are still kind of soft on it. And then I got to put brakes on my car trailer. So a lot to do. Not all today, but a lot to do. So, but anyways, let's go and turn on some music and let's get busy.